Bridge Marina here in beautiful Lake Opatika, New Jersey. Doing a quick live today because we got some questions earlier about anchoring, and I thought I'd grab a line and maybe not the best anchor and talk about anchoring even though it's snow out here. And I thought it'd be a great idea to talk about anchoring while I have some snow on the ground because I think it'll show you about how anchors work in general. Now mind you, this is not the best anchor setup, but this is a Danforth style fluke anchor that I think will show you really well. And one of the challenges I think people have is when they go anchor, let's pretend this is the water here and that's the bottom of a water body, folks tend to throw out their anchor and then not let out much line. So in this particular case, if this is tied to my boat and I don't let out a lot of line, when the boat pulls, it just drags the anchor along and doesn't work very well. However, if I set out my anchor and then I let out a lot of line, so I'm going to be letting out a lot of line, and then when the anchor pulls, if you notice, oh, it digs in. Those flukes dig in, and if you look, this is just in the snow, it digs in really well. And the idea being, when I let out more line, that pull happens to be parallel with the bottom of the water body, so therefore it lets those flukes hang down, and those flukes dig into, look right here, like digging into the bottom of the water, down into the sediment. So when it digs, it holds really well. I mean, obviously I'm in the corner of the snow, but that's probably one of the things folks don't realize is it takes a little bit more line to get that to hold in. Of course, now my snow's gone, but oh, look. Ugh. And now it's dug in. Now, the other interesting thing we get a lot is people ask, hey, once my anchor's in, what do I do? How do I get it out? Well, the neat thing is when you pull yourself up to your anchor, like let's pretend I'm in the boat pulling myself up, as I get closer and I get above that anchor, I can actually just pull back and it pops the flukes up. So the flukes just popped right out, almost like a lever. And then of course, when I have to hoist it up to my boat, as I'm bringing it up to the boat, if there's sediments on there, I might just bop it in the water in and out and hoist it up and throw it back in. I don't know if that conveyed things well for you. I just thought this would be kind of neat to anchor in the snow and show everybody a little bit of how anchors work. Because let's just say I threw that in the water, let out a lot of line, and then look, it digs in. And to give you an idea, that's just in some snow. If you look over here, just take a look how hard I'm pulling on this thing. I'm 180 pounds or so, maybe a little bit more. But I got to pull pretty hard to get that to dislodge. So keep in mind, the way to get your anchor to work, make sure you let out a lot of line. And that's probably the number one, rule of thumb is let out more line. And see, as I let out more line, it starts to lodge in. And then of course, when I want to pull it up, just get myself close to it, lift it straight up, dislodge the flukes, shake it off a little bit, and you're ready to go. I don't know if that's any help. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If anybody's on here with questions, feel free to ask. That's what we're here for. But I appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you when there's no more of this on the ground. Thanks for watching.